What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat, and I am here with my kitty Copilot today. I can't show her to you, but she sits on the headrest of my chair while I record, and so that's exactly how it's going down today. Kitty Copilot, what could you not accomplish without a kitty Copilot? Where the hell did my axe go? Did I leave my axe laying on the ground? Oh, shit. Okay, so that's not good. And now, the kitty is on my desk, and so go away, kitty! Yay, you have crossed the boundary. You are no longer allowed to... Oh, we have scrap metal. Never mind, I'm happy. I'm good. Alright, so with scrap metal, what we want to do right now is, since I foolishly got rid of my hatchet, we have to do a makeshift hatchet. The problem with the makeshift hatchet is that it breaks really, really easily, but it's just as good as anything else. Because I dropped it right now, oh my god, hold on, what's going on? There we go. Because I dropped it, we unfortunately are going to have to, like, deal with this fact in just a second, but... Oh, really? Alright, we'll get rid of the green beanie then. What do we have over here? We got that, we got that, we got venison. Actually, we got a lot of stuff going on. For right now, though, I'm going to ditch an empty bottle. We'll put that in right there. Give me the makeshift hatchet. Take the makeshift hatchet. We're going to chop down a tree real fast. And this is exactly how we're going to continue our playthrough. So with this tree, we're going to make a campfire. With the campfire, we're going to boil our water. We're going to make some juice. We're going to cook up our meat so that we have to worry about starving anymore. Try and not have a tree fall on my head, too. Because obviously being crushed by a rather large arboreal foe is outside the question right now. Where'd the logs go? There they are. So we're going to craft right now a campfire. So off we go. Campfire has now been crafted. We're going to drop it on the ground. What we want to also do is make a fire bow at this point, which I think I may have messed up. Well, we can use a flare then. Where's the flare that we start with? You can actually take this... And if you target the campfire, this should work. There we go. And so now we use the campfire. The goal at the moment is to purify our water. That's the big thing. That's the really big thing. So let's purify some water. You do have to sit here while this happens, at least in my experience. If you don't, it drops all the stuff on the ground, like if you move or whatever. The other thing we should probably do is get that venison rocking, so that we have ourselves a pretty good meal waiting for us. Purified water, ready to go. I'll probably... Ooh, deer steak, yes please. That sounds delicious. I actually don't like venison that much. The venison that I've had has actually been really, really gamey. I've talked about this in previous episodes where venison is not one of my favorite meats. Elk, however, elk is delicious. Elk is incredible. Elk is one of those meats that you can't even describe to somebody until they've had it. And you'll be like, oh yeah, elk is amazing, dude. Elk is the best. So with the purified water, what I now want to do... So we'll take the blackberries, we'll take the purified water, and we'll turn these into blackberry juices. It'll take us a second, but it takes a lot of blackberries, and I thought I looted more blackberries than I actually did. So for right now, what I'll do then is we'll drink both the purified waters. We're by a lake right now, by the way. So we'll take 2 purified waters right there. Let's keep an eye out. We'll go down to the river.
Down to the river to fill me up some bottles. With all the water, it's dirty, it's so dirty, there's a floaty.
There we go. We'll get the empty bottle right here. We'll fill these up. These will be dirty. We'll actually purify these real fast, though, because I would like to hit the road with enough supplies to be able to do, like, whatever I want for the next little bit, and so that's what we're trying to do. I'm going to eat one of these deer steaks. It'll give me 50% energy back. There we go. So now we want to purify the water one more time. Make sure you're looking around, because people will get you while you do this. Like, seriously. I've killed 2 or 3 people while they were cooking at fire. Just nailed them right in the head with a headshot. And it happens. It definitely happens, so watch out for it. Throw the 2 dirty waters in there.
Get that water boiling.
There we go.
As this purifies.
It's weird how the purification, like when you put it in the fire, it's weird how it gets the floaties out of the water. It's very, because if you look at that water right there, that water is definitely suspect. Definitely suspect. It's got like a weird brown tinge to it. I'm not saying you can't drink water with a brown tinge, but I will say that it's probably not the best idea. Since we're on the edge of town right now, the next goal that we want to go after is we just want to run the hell away. We'll make ourselves some blackberry juice along the way too, but we got to get some more blackberries first because I don't think I have a good enough supply. I think it takes a lot. They may have actually buffed it too. How much does it take now? It used to take 8. 5 actually. Okay, that's not so bad. Let's craft these. Blackberry juice accomplished. I think we're missing more water, though. The reason you want to... Oh, we've actually got... I should have purified. I got another bottle over here. But I don't know if I want to go back. I didn't realize there was an extra bottle in here. You have to have purified water in order to make the blackberry juice. I don't know if I want to purify this right now. This is a hard decision for me. Yeah, I'll purify it right now so we can make like a huge stock of stuff that we need for our next little road trip. Because obviously we're going to have to do some leg work right now. We did our wet work. We did our running away from other players work. What do you call it? It's called wet work if you murder somebody. What is it called if somebody tries to murder you and you run away like a coward? What's that called? What is the designation on that? Let's see here. Alright, go ahead. But yeah, you can use a flare to light your fire if you have no other way to do it. So if you're in a really, really desperate situation where you have a bunch of dirty water and you like want to purify it really, really badly, that's what you do. You can use the flare. In fact, that's the first way that I figured out how to start a fire. I was like, well, maybe the flare will work. And it does. You can actually start that fire with much flare. As much flare as you want to wear to bear. I mean, honestly, people might stare, but when you wear your flare, you bear your flare for the entire world. I don't know. I'm just trying to make it keep rhyming. That's all that I care about at this point. We've got like travel time to go with. I would say that in general, until people have sniper rifles and stuff, don't like stress about crossing. Like I would never do this in DayZ. Like I would never cross this lake ever. Like knee deep in water, like an open area. Like in DayZ, I'm always paranoid about everything, and I move only through forests. I move only along the sides of buildings. Like I never walk through open spaces because there's so many snipers in that game. There's so many people that are just like zip, and your character's gone like instantly. You're like no. That's basically, I said, no. Actually, if we have water, we can make a compass. I think this might not be a terrible plan. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. We're going to make a compass. So what I'm going to do is we actually need to, we're going to sit down over here for a second with our head underwater, apparently, trying to drown himself out of this adventure. We need to find all the things we can craft with our scrap metal. And there's a lot, believe me when I say there are several things that you can craft with your scrap metal. Where's that water that I just purified? Maybe it's with metal shards then. Hold on, let me go back in and take a look here. So, with metal shards, possibly. You get 4 metal shards from a metal scrap, so keep that in mind. It does make them larger, however, so you are going to have to deal with that. It makes them quite a bit larger. And now what we can do is metal shards... And a wood stick does something. Oh, a hand shovel, that's what it is. A stick and some cloth. And we've probably got some other discoveries around here. That was me. That was nobody trying to talk to us. That was me accidentally hitting my push to talk button. We've got the downside here is that we basically told everybody where we're at. You can make nails out of those. And then we can also make a couple things. There's barbed wire. Barbed wire can actually be kind of useful. If you take a deer bladder and a scrap of cloth, you can make deer scent. Metal shard, though, in water is what I'm looking at. We can make an improvised compass. And you can actually do this in real life if you have a needle. If you have an iron needle, you can do this in real life. If you find like a lid and you fill it with water and you flip it upside down and you put pine needles in it so that the needle will float. Just a couple pine needles and you sit the needle on top of it. It should orient towards north, or at least magnetic north. Let's see here. There it is. And so now we have an improvised compass so we can actually see where we're going. So that's north right there. Actually, I was on completely the wrong side of the building. That's okay, though. I can deal with that. On this side, we've only got 1 scrap metal left. I'd prefer to save it for when this hatchet breaks. Just in case. Cool. I think we're set. I think we're set right now. Let's go ahead and get going. I don't know where we want to head to or why we want to head there. We basically have, like, a lot of the stuff we need. However, I'm going to keep the firearm out just in case. I don't know who's around and who's going to start trouble, but if I could take a shot at him, I'd appreciate it. You can't really fire this gun from anything but prone. I know I mentioned that in the earlier episodes, but if you try and fire this from a standing position, the muzzle sway is just way too much. Like, it's all over the place. They actually need to reduce it. It's unrealistic. Unless your character's never fired a gun before, which I suppose might be, like, fair for some people, but I've fired guns before, and so honestly, like, watching the muzzle sway sort of, like, bothers me as much as it does, but it does diminish as you, like, duck down and do other things. God, it's so dark right now. I hate how dark this game is. Let's see here. Like, basically, I hate how a flashlight is, like, required, whether it's day or night. Like, essentially, no matter what, you need a flashlight, otherwise you can't see anything in this game. Ooh, there's a survivor right there. Oh, hell. He's gonna take a shot at us. If he does, I'm gonna take a shot at him. He probably has an advantage right now, though, considering how hard it is to aim this shit. Oh no, don't sit emote right now. That's the worst plan ever. Our gun's bugged. Hold on. When you sit down, it sometimes bugs out your weapon so that you can't go into iron sights or the scope or whatever. Let's see here. Where is this dude? He's probably still inside, in all honesty. I'd like to tag him if possible, but I don't know if getting run up on right now is the best option. I don't know if he booked or where he went. I actually don't see him in the store anymore. I don't see him running up any hills or anything either. Hold on, let's get really low. Alright, so let's see if he pops out. He might still be in the back of the building, I don't know. I don't hear any footsteps, so I think we're probably safe to try and wait this guy out. The latency as it is, however, I'm not so sure I could get him. The muzzle sway is not so bad. That's actually way too slow. Let me fix that real fast. The scope ain't... There we go. That'll be fine. I have like different preferences for different ones. That's a little bit better. It's still a little squirrely, but it'll work. I don't even know if he's in there anymore. Oh well, we'll get him later. Or we'll get somebody. At some point, we're going to kill someone in this series. For now, we're going to head towards the north, because obviously we've hit all of these suburbs down in here. I want to loot other areas. And frankly, the place where I most consistently find ammo is typically those little campsites that are out in the middle of nowhere. Oh, he might be camped out right here. Oh. I wonder if that's his house. That right there, you see that little rain collector right there? That's a player-built item. And so if we could set up and know that our quarry is coming back home, we might have a pretty good chance at taking somebody out. I don't see any movement. The other possibility is that he may have made a stockpile. Let's go in and see what we can find here. Oh shit, that's a zombie. Thought that was a player for a minute. Are they following me? Who are they following right now? I'm not sure who these zombies are on, but I'm willing to bet they're not, like, they don't have friendly intent would be my point. That one knows how to moonwalk, which is an impressive party skill, so good for you, bud. Good for you. Go get him. Go get him, tiger. 2 kills right there. We have anything on this guy? No. And no drop off that guy either. I'm getting a little bit uneasy about this situation. I don't know. Oh, it's water right there from the... Okay. From the collector. Looks like there's some more zombies coming out this way. For what reason, I'm not sure. However, while we're here... Hey, a free flare just because we gotta start a fire. That's pretty good. So damn dark in here that I can't see anything anyways. Without my hatchet, I don't feel comfortable indoors. Ugh. Well, it's a stockpile. He ain't putting nothing up here. I'm just running through real quick. I'm sorry about the darkness of the game. It's just like something that can't be helped, unfortunately. Let me see. Well, I think maybe this place got, like, taken out already. Maybe the guy logged off and somebody already looted all his stuff. It's always possible. Those Zeds are waiting for us outside. Let's just hit the old dusty trail. It's a little too dark to explore buildings right now, and unfortunately, they don't give you enough hot slots. Like, I wish they just let you have as many hot slots as you wanted. Like, that would be the best if you could just, like, have a 1 through 6 or a 1 through 7, because honestly, I get tired of not being able to use my flashlight because there's too much valuable stuff to carry around, and they won't let you put the rifle on a strap on your back, so... Issues, issues, issues. That little house down there might be worth looting, but not going to mess with it for right now. Let's go find our way somewhere else. I'll come back in just a few. Camping time, camping time. We found a campsite, and so since it's kind of like out in the open air, which is a little bit brighter than some of the other locations we've been, I figure we give this a go over here. We might also consider like building some of the other stuff and like actually like participating in some of the world building exercises that exist in the game. Supposedly what the developers want, down the line anyways, is for people to like control areas of the map and like fight over certain spawns and things like that. Whether or not it'll actually occur someday remains to be seen. It'd be cool though. It's an interesting idea. It's not a novel concept. It's one like of a world where it's constantly organically changing based on the players. Really, there's a furnace over here? Huh. Alright, well we also need to make ourselves a bow drill, which we haven't done yet. I keep forgetting to do it, and so what I'm going to do right now is we'll make that right this second. So do I have room for a wood plank anywhere? No, would be the answer to that question. So, I'm actually going to eat some of these really big rations, because honestly we can hunt our way to self-sufficiency. Like, there's no reason for me to eat up so much of my inventory on such an enormous amount of food. We can actually just, like, hunt animals, hunt wolves, and things of that nature, and we should be able to keep ourselves fairly self-sufficient. Throw those into there. There we go. And so for discovery, stick, plank, cloth. Hey, they're lined up next to each other all right. Stick, plank, that'll give us a basic shack door. Stick, plank, that'll give us a basic shack. Stick, plank, like nails probably is the next one would be my guess. So if I go back over here and we craft ourselves some nails. There we go. We got that nailed down. And so now that we've got that, we can discover some other stuff, which will be wood, stick, nail. That'll give us a backpack frame. Yeah, I knew about that one. We've got a animal trap. Okay, that's kind of cool. It does work, by the way. Every now and again you get rabbit meat out of it. We've got a wooden barricade. There's one recipe that we don't know about just yet. What if... Is there anything else? Why do I have so many sticks all over the place here? Sticks to the wind at the moment. We have that, which will be a dew collector. If we go with coffee and purified water, we can actually make coffee. But you have to actually have a fire in order to do that properly. With fertilizer, do I have any of the things we need for a fertilizer bomb? No, but I'm guessing it's for a booby trap or something of that nature. I think that should be about all that we can discover right now. I do need to cross some of these sticks over, though. There we go. And so now that that's done, let's break these crates. And now that we've participated in some wanton destruction, because I was wanting destruction, we'll appraise what's left, although I don't think we're going to get much out of right here. We might. Sort of depends. I don't know. These outlying campsites, like occasionally you'll come across one that's had nobody there and you'll find a bunch of stuff, and then most of the time these seem like, since people don't want to go into the city, they avoid them, and so they hit these little campsites on the outside so that they can avoid going to the city. And frankly, you can find a lot of stuff here. Those little folding tables right here, you find a lot of stuff on top of the folding tables. The reason I was interested in the furnace over there is because I wanted to melt some metal. I've actually never made the metal bars in this game, and I want to. So let's take... It was a bow drill, right? I think that should be up near the top. Yeah, there it is. It's alphabetized, by the way. I don't know if you noticed, but it's alphabetized. And so if we put something useful in here, we got the furnace, right? We'll take the furnace. Let's put... We have a charcoal, don't we? Around here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. We'll put the charcoal inside the furnace. Alright, so the charcoal's in there. Now that we've got a fiery substance all lined up and ready to go, what we want to do is use our newly designed bow drill at the peak of modern technology to set this thing on fire while we wait. And you can look around while you do this. It's not going to cancel it so long as you don't move. So if you wanted to take a look around and make sure nobody's running up on you and trying to like put a hole in you, probably a decent idea. I prefer the holes that I have. I come pre-configured with several holes. They've been that way since I was a kid. And I would prefer to keep them from becoming any extra holes. I mean, or having them extended in any way. They can just stay how they are. I don't know how you build a furnace. I've actually personally never done it. I know you can build them. So there's a metal bar right there that we've designed for ourselves. I don't know how much that's going to help. I think we can get our charcoal back too after you light it. So yeah, there's... Oh, well, it's a little bug. Anyways, I wanted to do discovery and figure out what we could do with the metal bars because I've actually never had one before. This is the first time I've actually ever gone to all the effort of crafting one, and it looks like there's a bunch of moldy plates over here. I really wish it would be daytime soon. I feel like we got cheated out of the last daytime. It was overcast the entire time, which basically meant it was like night-day, or day-night, or whatever you want to call it, dight. There we go. We'll grab that cloth because I like cloth. We should probably make some band-aids or something too. There's a lot of furnaces over here. I don't know if somebody made all these just to use up all the scrap metal so that nobody else could have it, because none of these cars have scrap in them, which is usually a pretty good indicator that somebody came by. Either way, though. Alright, well, let's keep on heading on, heading on, heading on. I don't think there's any reason to stay here if there's nothing around. I will probably try and focus on going towards the north. That mountain that you see right there is the boundary of the map. You cannot go any further. I should probably get my deer hunter on too. We gotta go for a headshot though. Did I get him? Alright, there it is. So get my deer hunter on because deer are actually very, very high suppliers of food in this game because their food takes up like no space whatsoever and yet it still restores 50 of your energy. It's probably the best thing to carry around with you by comparison to some of the sea rations and all those sorts of things that take up a ton of space but at the same time only give you like 35% energy. So all things to think about. I think we're kind of up on the front end of this episode, or on the back end anyways. I've got my ends all wrong. Never get your ends all wrong. If you get your ends wrong, it's going to lead to all kinds of problems. It's going to lead to a lot of problems. Like, seriously. When I was a kid, I used to think that the you know, elemento, because I was, like, dumb like this. Elemento, I thought elemental was what an ampersand was called, and I don't know why. I called it an ampersand, I called it elemento. Because, like, you got to the middle of the alphabet, and, like, yeah, I knew that there was L and M and N and O, but everybody said elemento, and so I figured that elemento was like a thing. And so, yeah, there's my childhood story. I'm not a I don't mind self-depreciation. You got to do what you got to do every now and again to get that humor across. Yeah, when I was a little kid, I thought that elemento was an ampersand. I was like, look, there's an elemento. Yup, yup, yup. You can also, ooh, this campsite's got all kinds of, ooh, and a machete. Who would like a machete? Matt would like a machete. Is it a good machete? Or is it a bad machete? It's a 760 machete. I think this one over here. Yeah, it's way better than what we have. Machete is way better than machete hatchet, so you do what you gotta do. You can use these. Oh, it's a chest. My bad. I think these chests, there are treasure chests around, so the developers added, I guess, like miniature quests to the game, I guess. I did one, oh, a metal sheet. Those actually are pretty rare. You don't find those very often unless you're up in one of the industrial areas. Like, we went to one of them in my stream, but I don't think I've actually done it on camera yet. So anyways, I don't remember what I was talking about. I was talking about something, and I've now forgotten. Damn it. I had something, it was good, too. I had like a thing that I was moving the conversation towards, and I was excited about it because it wasn't a terrible idea. And now there's nothing left. There's nothing left.
There's nothing left for us here now, baby. Ooh, so I'm gonna break off this episode right now.
I'll see y'all later. Hi, everybody.